Hey everybody, welcome back to the K2N online school, and I want to say thank you so much for either being part of the school or if you're just here checking out our tips that we post on the Instagram page or on Facebook. I want to say thank you so much. The school is designed to reach paddlers around the world with useful tips that they can use every day to better their paddling experience. This video today is going to be a little bit different. It'll be a little longer than some of the free videos that we post typically. I'm located in Florida. I'm not in direct danger of the incoming hurricane, but my work has been canceled because of it, so I'm cooped up all day and I figured I'd share some thoughts with you guys here today. Today's tip that we want to talk about is how to mitigate the left leg falling asleep in the outrigger canoe. This is a very common issue I've been getting a lot of questions about, and there are a few things that we can do with our posture, leg position, and with our movement to help mitigate this left leg falling asleep. To understand what we want to do with the body, we have to understand some of the positions of posture. Standing, having your sit bones under you as opposed to in front of you and being leaned back. Standing, internal hip rotation and external hip rotation, as well as understanding the canoe itself being leaned to the left naturally, whether the ama is rigged light or heavy. So we'll start with that. The canoe itself is always leaning to the left a bit. Most paddlers who are still uncomfortable with their canoe are going to want to lean into this direction, and this is what is causing the brunt of the force that is on this left hip and sit bone. Sit bone discomfort can come from a plethora of different things. We have the gluteus maximus, which is the largest muscle of the body. The piriformis also intersects here as well. And on top of that, we have many nerve endings that are running through these large muscles. The most prominent one being the sciatic nerve. And compounding that with blood vessels and loss of blood flow and the leg itself literally falling asleep from that, there's a lot of reasons that this leg can become uncomfortable over any duration within the canoe. Understanding this discomfort, we're going to look at the most extreme way to load this left hip and then work backwards to try and mitigate these things. This tip came to me after foam rolling my piriformis. It is naturally uncomfortable because you're putting the body in a specific position and loading it on the foam roller in order to break up the fascia within that muscle. What's happening is we are getting into a less extreme position within the canoe over an extended duration. So we're not using it as an extreme, but there are correlations between the two. Position would be externally rotating the leg, leaning back, and leaning to the side. All of my weight on this left sit bone, and I'm pushing it into essentially what is a hard piece of foam as opposed to softer foam that is found on the canoe seat. With the leg in this specific externally rotated position, we are exposing a lot of the muscles within the hip here. Foam rolling has its place within our mobility school, but as we're out on the water, we do not want to be in an uncomfortable position like so. So sitting within the canoe, externally rotating this leg would be as simple as pushing this leg to the side. Many paddlers have this left leg leaning on the footwell of their canoe. With the ama on the left side and this left leg pushed to the side, this is creating more stability for the paddler. This leg being slightly externally rotated is now exposing these muscles and nerve endings in a very similar way. With the canoe itself literally leaned to the side, and if you're sitting a little posterior and leaned back, now we are in a very similar position on the foam roller. It is not as extreme with a fully externally rotated leg, but over a course of time, you are continuously grinding this leg and something has to give. All of the discomfort is coming from this. So understanding this, we can begin working backwards to try to mitigate some of this discomfort. The first thing we should do is we want to try and get this leg into a neutral hip position or internally rotating the hip a little bit. Internally rotating this knee and pushing it inward slightly is going to stretch a lot of these muscles out as opposed to contract. This is going to protect those muscles from force being applied to them, wearing them out so quickly. The next thing you want to do is you want to sit right on your sit bones and making sure that your pelvis is right under your shoulders. Internally rotated here, sitting in proper position. As this leg comes inward to the center of the canoe itself will not be leaning left as hard. So you fix the hip position and protect these muscles, and you are pushing the canoe very slightly lighter, which is going to make it run a little bit more even, so there's less weight on this left sit bone. Even if you do not have sit bone discomfort, having this left leg internally rotated or pushed to the inside is going to make that AMA lighter, which is going to make your boat a little bit faster. Good posture with the pelvis, good hip position indicated by the knee position, and trying your best to try and run that canoe level. Great, I hope that's been informative. If you have any questions that you would like to see within a video format or something for us to release on the Instagram or Facebook page, please message me anytime. We can either take snippets of pre-existing videos and get that information out to you, or I can come into the room here and make a video specifically for your question. Again, thank you so much for being part of the K2N online school or even following this on social media. It means the world to us. And we'll see you guys on the next video.